Hello and welcome to Planet Coaster episode 21. Today I will be building the Arctic Blast wooden roller coaster in between the track and the path. So only a narrow roller coaster, but we've got some length here, which is excellent for lots of hills. Now, unlike all my other roller coasters, I would like to start this one from a drop, not the chain lift going up first of all, a drop, because it's my first roller coaster, which actually is the station is built up high rather than on the ground. So, what a difference! And so I wanted this roller coaster to be, fun, engaging, but has to be thin. So I've got to maximize the width, not the width, the length of this area. And I've done a lot of helix type things, a lot of hills. And actually, the roller coasters come out quite nicely. So making sure that the drops aren't too fast, and actually they increase in steepness. So you go over, drop, up, big drop, over, and yeah, so it's got a sort of great. It's not just straight down, straight up. It's using different angles and different momentums for the heels, because everyone loves a good heel, and try to use sort of like these helixy type things or curves, banked curves with that go under and over, just to give a bit of variation into the roller coaster, making sure that it just peaks and just able to get over it without slowing down too much to make it boring, but to keep that excitement of will they, won't they. And I've employed this method of going over and under the track a lot because I really like the feeling of that. Oh, you're going under and don't know which part of the track you might go on next. I think a couple of times it looks like you should go to the another way, but then you drop down. I quite like that. It's just really interesting. It helps get that feeling of excitement to the ride. Again, nothing too long, nothing too crazy. I didn't want to have a second chain lift, so making sure it goes back to the start. All good. Let's just see the rating. Hopefully it's good. Well, I know it is because I'm doing this after I recorded the footage, but and we get all greens. Excellent. I'm happy with that. Now I realise, oh, the station's too far away from the path. So what I've just done is taken the ride and swept it around. Nothing too crazy because it's the same ride. It's just swapped around. Again, only using the one chain lift, which I'm happy about because I didn't want to have to double chain lift it. Finally using the square paths for the first time properly, because I do find them annoying. But I like the fact they've got a grid because it helps when you're building stuff. But actually, first time to use them, making sure that the queue line spirals down, which I quite like. I quite like it. So not on one level, it's over lots of levels. So just making sure it's getting the right angle to the floor, which actually I'm happy about that with. And not so important for the length for the exit ride, just making sure it's neat, which it is. I'm quite happy with that. Nice and neat. No disabled access, I'm afraid, for those guests in wheelchairs. Should put a lift in money. But I don't think Planet Coaster has lifts yet, so I can't put it in. Anyway, because I was doing a wooden roller coaster, I thought it'd be a good juxtaposition to have a modern building on it rather than a traditional wooden coaster with a old rickety shack or something more traditional. I wanted to really have the modern and the old. So it's a new wooden coaster built now in modern times. Excuse me. Yeah. So just thinking steel and bricks would be brilliant for this. But I didn't neglect the wood. Don't worry, there is still wood in this station, and the wood will come from the base. So I used the bricks for the top half of the station, just the bit that you can see, and thought I'll build all the station out of brick. No, it's a wooden roller coaster. I want to have some wood in there, so I use the modern wood rather than the old fashioned wood to build the foundations, the stilts. I don't know what got into me, the fact that I can't just use the stilts. I wanted all of it to be clad in wood. All the station to be clad in this wood, and I like the box. I quite like the box, but you may not. So feel free to leave a comment and say that you don't like my vastly lovely station pieces. So just making sure that I go around all the track, and I actually didn't realise at this point that I went too far until now. But I don't mind because I actually wanted a little tunnel, not a tunnel, but like a little section where the roller coaster goes through that on its chain lift. Just keep it through the Alpine Lodge. I think I called it Alpine. I can't actually remember what I called it. It's been a while since I actually recorded this video. I think it's called Alpine Retreat. I'm using the word there as a little example to show that it's an Alpine. It's not really. I don't have any. I mean, I haven't even got any trees on near the ride, so I need to whack some trees down as well to make sure that it is alpine-y enough for the name. Right. So just realised I made a couple of mistakes with the word and where it is, so just fix that right up. Look at that. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Making sure that all the holes are filled in. Well, luckily it's in a section that not many people see because they're going around the roller coaster too quickly to even notice. So I thought I'll cut my losses and just do it, even if it's not perfect. Now just putting in some pieces before we get the red, and just putting a roof on using the modern roof wood again, just to look nice and neat. Lovely. Now I thought, I quite like that. I'm enjoying the decking, but all good decking balconies need fences so people do not fall off. Now I wasn't very good at putting the last one on, so I couldn't be bothered. But I put a door in just to show that it's functional, and I thought that looks quite nice. But what do I need? There's something else that's missing, and I thought I don't like the pillars. I don't like the pillars on the path. So what I did is I've taken supports off because I don't want unrealistic paths. I decided to clad and try and hide all the poles. I initially thought I'll just cover the whole thing in wood and have it undercover. Then I thought, no, actually, no. I don't want that. I don't want just a huge box on the end of my, well, admittedly, box of a station. So I thought, no, I'll just cover the poles as best I can using the wood. I don't think I'll get them all, but I go some way to try and cover as many as I can. The ones that aren't easily coverable, so that they are hidden from view from any guest who's going up the stairs. Making sure that they're filled in with flooring so that you can't see the poles. Now, as you saw, that one was sticking out a little bit, but it needs to be functional. That's my excuse, so I'm sticking to it. And you would have something sticking out of that floor in there, just to show that it for actual holding up the thing. Just whack it in enough to put it in here, and we're almost done building the wooden roller coaster, the Alpine Resort. Look at that man having a jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. I don't know why he's standing there just jiggling and not doing anything else, like walking. But I call him Mr. Jiggle now, and he is the Jiggle Man. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. The path's definitely connected. You can walk down the stairs. This is my Alpine. I just put it right in front of the building. That is my Alpine Retreat. Then adding in the sign for Alpine Retreat. I don't use the traditional sign. I use a ribbon sign. As we go to the POV in a second, I will thank you for watching. And we're going to ride this roller coaster. Enjoy. I will be quiet when it starts. Well, let's start. Off we go. And as we pull back into the station, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye from me.